Are you gonna let the waves knock you down, unsuspecting, just getting tore up? Or are you gonna ride those waves and have a good time? A few years ago, my family and I went to the beach, and the beach was a new concept for my kids. It was their first time to go and be a part of a beach experience. And I remember my daughter and I got into the ocean and we were just playing around, and we were completely unsuspecting of what happens in the ocean. I didn't grow up at the beach. That was not something that was a big thing for me. We did not visit the beach. I didn't visit the beach until about 6 or 7 years ago. So I know, crazy, right? But I had stepped into the water, played in the water a little bit, but not actually like played in the water. So the first time we took our kids to the beach with us, my daughter and I were playing in the water, watching the waves come in, and swimming in the waves. We were tore up, like tore up. We were getting knocked around, knocked down, drugged down, sand shoved up our swimsuits. So much so that I even scratched my knee a couple times. It was crazy. It was crazy. So we were having a good time, and the next thing you know, we're just being thrown around. It could really cause some damage if you're not careful. And we played, and we were tore up, and we were worn out, and we were beat up, and we had sand everywhere. And the next day we went out there to play, and I remember thinking, all right, instead of when the waves come, instead of just like bracing for impact, let's move with the wave. And we had the best freaking time because we began to play with the waves. We began to play with the force instead of letting it completely overwhelm and overcome us. So we would see the wave coming from the distance, and we would prepare ourselves for it, watch it, and then jump into it and roll with it. And it was so much fun. We laughed and we played, and it was just an amazing time. And I reflected on it afterwards, and I thought about, man, is that not life? Is that not exactly what life is? Waves are gonna come. And when those waves come, you can see them coming and let yourself be completely consumed and overtaken. Let yourself be knocked down. Let yourself be scratched up. Or you can see those waves coming, know the force that they're going to bring, and maybe get in the rhythm of the waves. And I'm not saying that you should just be having this marvelous time if you're going through some really shitty things right now. But with the rhythm and the movement, the waves are going to come anyway. And if you just jump into them and move with them instead of resisting them, you might actually wind up having a pretty darn good time. You might actually find yourself laughing a little bit, enjoying some of the rhythm. Have you ever been in the ocean before? Are you an ocean dweller? Have you not played in the waves? Have you not seen the force of what can really consume you, take you out, hurt you, harm you, drown you? I mean, ultimately end you. What is it about this majestic force that we enjoy, that we marvel at, that we like to get in and play with a little bit? It's very similar to a lot of what we deal with in our day-to-day. We can move with the rhythm of what's going to come, whether we want it to come or not. The ocean never stops. The waves never stop. They're never going to stop. But if you can get in sync with them, get in the rhythm a little bit and play with it just a little bit, you might actually find yourself having an enjoyable experience in the midst of what is forceful and overwhelming. Find the rhythm. Look for the rhythm in what is coming at you today. Look for the rhythm in what seems overwhelming and is going to take your breath away and you feel like you're suffocating under. Where's the rhythm? Where's the movement? And how can you get into the middle of that today instead of resisting and getting sand shoved up your swimsuit? I know that sometimes in life things are just really incredibly overwhelming. And I know sometimes we do get knocked down by the waves. We get hurt, we get wounded, we get thrown around. I get that. I do. But I also don't want us to lose sight of the playfulness of the adventure of life. Maybe there's more to this season for you. Maybe there's more that you're trying to learn and grow into and become. Have you ever considered that maybe the freedom that you are seeking is sitting on the other side of everything that you resist and avoid? The things that scare you the most. Freedom is in the mystery. Freedom always exists in the mystery. It's never in the predictable. It's never in the check boxes. Those things make us feel more in control. If you ever do face the things that bring you anxiety, they're never usually as scary as they seemed in our minds. The saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, is because there's a resilience that's built up when we face the things that make us incredibly afraid. And is there not a freedom in that? I have found that so much of my freedom has come from facing the things that make me afraid. You heard the saying, do it afraid. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Because on the other side of everything you avoid and everything you're terrified of is the freedom that you so desperately seek. The waves are going to come regardless. They're going to come. They never stop. But you can be knocked down and consumed and suffocated under the weight of that forceful body of water, that movement. Or you could go off in it, catch the rhythm, and have a good time. Look for the things that you've never seen before. Look for new developments around you. What do you find beautiful in the force of what's coming at you? What does the rhythm feel like? Is it really as scary as you thought it was? And even if it is, can you not handle that? When has it ever taken you out before? When has it ever consumed you to the max? Overwhelmed, yes. Tired, yes. Anxious, of course. But when has it actually taken you out? It hasn't. Because you're more resilient and you're stronger than you think you are. So today, I want to invite you to stop looking at the waves as if they are going to end you and as if they're ruining a good time. And maybe start looking at those waves as if they are there to bring you resilience, but also some pleasure in the midst of pain. I know it's a weird way of looking at it, but at a young age, I wired my brain when bad things happen to go, but the good thing is, and to immediately take my focus and put it on the good thing. And sometimes there's not a good thing, but I still live my life in a way to where I will find the things that I'm grateful for in the midst of really shitty things. And I just wanted to invite you along for that journey today, to be able to look at the waves in a different light, to be able to look at the waves for fun, not always some overwhelming thing that's trying to take you out. Because a lot of times it's not. It just wants you to move with it. It wants you to dance with it and be one with it. So I hope you can take the hope of that today and apply it to your own life, or encourage someone around you who is incredibly overwhelmed by the waves of their own life in this moment. Please like this video and subscribe, as it really supports the channel. And I will continue to bring you some encouraging and uplifting things that have helped me throughout my journey. See you next time.